Good afternoon, Fargo. Fargo City Commissioner Tony Gehrig with your How I Voted for the September 21st, 2020 Fargo City Commission meeting on Facebook Live, on the website, recording. One item I'm going to talk about today. The mask mandate stuff was all in there. That's been rehashed 1,000 times. We all know how I voted. We all know how everybody else voted. I won't talk about that any longer. It's done and done. The biggest thing was the budget. The 2021 budget was approved in a 4-to-1 vote at this meeting. And some of the things that I brought up for the reasons that I didn't want to approve this budget. There were things in this budget that I liked. There were ways that we reduced costs in other areas that I liked. However, we had things like a utility increase. You're going to pay more for water, sewer, and landfill fees than you did last year. There are things that like we didn't reduce the mills in the city of Fargo for your property taxes. While the valuations in the city of Fargo go up and up and up, double-digit increases in your valuations, your mills are staying the same, which obviously means that your taxes just went up. If your mills stay the same and your valuation goes up, you just paid higher taxes. You need to reduce the mills in order to meet that increase, or your taxes just went up. It's a very simple process. And we act like we're not raising your taxes because we didn't raise the mills. But that's a farce. We all know how it works. So when you see a 12 or 13 or 15% increase in valuations, you must reduce the amount of mills you're taking, or you're simply gouging people. You're taking more and more people every single day. And while we didn't lower your taxes, and we raised your taxes for utilities, we also offered private businesses, private charities, more money. $500,000 went to the Arts and Social Services Fund, which is nothing more than a charity. The city of Fargo is taxing you and your grandma, who might be living on a fixed income, or let's say the new family that just bought their first house and they're just trying to get their finances right. We're taking money from them and we're saying, oh, we'll take those dollars from you and we'll give it to somebody else because we're charitable. The city of Fargo, we're charitable. We'd like to give to charity. Well, why not allow people to keep their money and give to whatever charity they feel like is important? For example, we give to the YWCA, a great organization. We give to Arts Partnership. Some people might like that a whole lot. We give to the food bank. Some people might love that. But you know what? My preferred charity is the Autism Center here in North Dakota, here in Fargo. And they're not receiving any money from us. You might have the Boy Scouts that you like, or whatever other charity you like, and we're not giving money to them. So we're taking your dollars and saying we'll be charitable for you. You don't need to give the charity; we'll do it for you. And all the charities that we think are important are what will get money, and the ones that you don't think are important, that doesn't matter because we're taking your money for you and giving it away. That's not the role of government. That's not how that should work, and that's a big overstep in my reach, in my mind. And to raise taxes so that we can feel charitable as city commissioners, no, that's not how that's supposed to work. So we also take money out of the general fund and put it other places, right? I see the need for this in a lot of cases. We're trying to even out the budget. We're trying to make it easier to read, okay? But what we've done over the last few years, we've taken large chunks, $4 or $5 million, and we've created new funds. So let's just say we had a $100 million general fund budget, and this year we're going to add $5 million to that budget. But we take $5 million out here and we put it into a new fund, and we call it something different. We don't call it the general fund anymore. We call it the streetlight fund, and we put that right over here. Now the general fund just went down. Back to $1 million or $100 million. So what people on the commissioner are saying is, we didn't raise your taxes at all. We're not spending any more money than we did in the general fund before. But we have $5 million over here we're still spending that used to be sitting right there. So we're actually spending 15% more, 5% more, 10% more. And this year we're spending 12% more than we did last year in the general fund. But we're calling it something different. It's a shell game, ladies and gentlemen. It's a shell game. And government does this all too often. Far too much for my liking. And when people ask how much general fund went up this year, the mayor and others will tell you 2%. 1, 2, maybe 2.5%. It's more like 10. It's more like 12. It's more like 15%. If you put all those costs in that we've been slowly taking out over time, and you put them back in and you count dollars to dollars and apples to apples and oranges to oranges, that's what we're doing in this budget. I made those arguments. I lost the debate. It was a 4-to-1 vote. This budget passed, and next year's another fight. But we'll keep doing it, and unless people speak up, unless people understand, we're just going to keep raising your taxes, and we're going to spend more and more. And we're going to do things like give money to the Workforce Academy, $300,000 a year, just gone. And we'll just keep on spending those dollars because no one's paying attention. So I voted no, they voted yes, and you can decide who's correct. If you have questions about the budget or anything else on these videos, call me, email me, text me, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. I'll get back to you. And please keep watching or spending your tax dollars. Thanks.